Hello, fellow pickers. It's our pleasure to welcome you to another edition of Look at Our Stuff. And this is for November 7th. This is most of what we got at a church bazaar, actually two church bazaars. There are a couple of pieces that we picked up a week or so ago. And we had a lot of fun. Church bazaars, I would say, usually a lot of fun. So I will start by showing you a couple of weeks ago we went to another church bazaar where I picked up this mug. I'm turning it around frantically to try and see the name of the artist again. And I can't see it very well, but this is an artist I like. I like her style and have picked up writing paper and that sort of thing from her before. So when I saw this, there's a little tiny chip at the very bottom, it doesn't matter. For $1, I thought, well, if I don't sell it, I might keep it for myself. I love her subjects, always little eggs and natural things, shells, and she does beautiful depiction of flowers and just dreamy things. And I think we need more dreamy things in our lives. This was 50 cents and it's by Johnson Brothers. Little jam plate or pin plate. You can use it to put your tea bag on. I just thought, good subject, the holidays are coming up, and it's really not expensive. So when it's not expensive, it doesn't really matter what you're getting. And I wanted also at the very start of this video, which I guess is still now, to play a game with you of there's one thing that we picked up that we've already sold, and that sold very well. So keep your eyes out as I'm going around and try and make a guess what that thing is. So at one of the sales, there was a great section in the basement where things were quite the bargain. For $10, we picked up this mug, this set of cutlery. It's not complete. These spoons, the flower frogs, and the turntable. Also that bowl and that platter. $10. It was pretty great. It was just like we kept picking up stuff, and I just thought, let's go and see the guy sitting with the money box at his little table and say how much. And you know, they just said $10, good for everything, and I thought, well, yeah. This is Rogers cutlery, but it's particular patterned. It's I believe we can see it. Maybe it's upside down. 1967 is 1957 maybe? No, 1967. 1867. Sorry about that. 1867. And we haven't found comps for it, so we don't know yet. But at about $1 for the entire lot, we thought it's a pretty classic looking pattern. It's in very good condition. You know, people will want replacements. I think that would bring in some money. Oh, and extra butter knife thrown in. Don't know exactly what it is. So these I also picked up. It's going to be hard maybe to pick that up with the camera. They're written Berks and then Crucius, Germany, and Rani. I don't think it's a home run, but certainly they were practically free, so you know, who wouldn't want? This is a nice pattern. I figure we could use it ourselves if it doesn't sell well. This is a set of fine bone china napkin rings, which I think would be great for like a wedding breakfast, or, you know, a romantic thing. You know, anything you're going to have a couple of guests over. It's very nice. Quite nicely detailed, and it was $1, so I thought I would try that. The brooch I was quite fond of because it's got a thistle motif, and it's in the style of traditional Scottish brooches. This is probably a piece of nicely faceted glass, but it approaches a stone called Cairn Gurm, which is Scottish, and is kind of like a citrine or light topaz. It's really hard to tell the difference unless you have something to measure the stone with, and I don't. It is sort of like a jade or amber. It's hard to tell, but just a nice thing. It was $2. This was $1, and I liked it because of the variation and the detail. I like that this is gold tone, this is silver tone. And the detail of this filigree, these little rods almost that were curled so finely. And it was $1. I just thought that's kind of a fine thing. And of course I bought it, and when we got it here, don't I find out that it says 800 here, which is a grade of silver, so in effect it is silver, which isn't bad for $1. So we might get a few dollars for that on eBay. I've seen similar things that are interesting. It depends how elaborate the pattern is and how old it is, but you know, we might be able to do maybe $15 or $20 as opposed to just a regular metal piece of jewelry that would be, you know, maybe $10 or maybe nothing at all. These are fun to me because I've seen in magazines so often, oh, vintage flower frogs that help you make flower arrangements. This is the same thing, where you would, I guess, kind of build your flower arrangement by inserting the stems, and but it looks like they're not really worth much. I mean, even lots that are sold on eBay are, you know, maybe 10 to 15 bucks. Anyways, it's not like I paid a lot for them, so that's perfectly fine. This was just so sweet. I love what's on there with the coffee and hot chocolate and bonbons, and it says Chocoholic, and it's from Kent Pottery. So I just grabbed it along with everything else. It was in that $10 bundle, and it's not really worth anything on eBay at all. So I'm sure that my mom would like this, so just give it to her. And this, I believe I've seen recently. One of the pickers, I believe, brought that out not so long ago. It is made in France, Dubout 2004, and it's Is-sur-Tille, which is a place in France. And on eBay I have seen it basically known as the cat butt mug. There are plates like this Not sure I'd want to eat on that. But I understand that people with a humorous bent might delight in this, and sometimes they can go from like maybe $12 to $20, all depending. This seems to be in pretty good condition, so that'll be cool. It was basically $1. That's good. And this was all going on in the basement of the church, where they had this bargain place. So we picked this up because it's a vintage platter. Platters are still something that people can really use. The holidays coming up. So, and this is by Susie Cooper. Susie Cooper's stuff is mostly collectible when it's from the 20s. What am I saying? Maybe the 30s. At any rate, geometric patterns, you know, that sort of slightly deco feel would work much better. This is what it's collected. But I'll still pick it up if it's $1. Green bowl is not worth that much, but it has that 1960s feel. It is from the 60s. Has that almost mid-century modern feel. I like the color. I like that sort of peridot. Sometimes will sell for about 10 bucks on eBay. So again, it's $1 thing. This kind of fascinated me because it seems to be real horn. And I could see that someone would want that kind of decorative touch in their home to go with that rustic kind of feel. And it was $1, and I certainly picked that up. Upstairs, not in the basement of that church bazaar, but upstairs, prices were a little bit more important, but this was just $1. And these are pretty cool. They're Pilivry from France, and the line, that sort of pattern, is called brasserie. Sometimes, from what I saw, there's a pair of saucer and cup and saucer that sold for $35, I think. So for $1, certainly, then we get the very good Starbucks. 18 ounces. St. Louis mug that I got for $1. These people were selling plastic floral arrangements for $5. But the mug from Starbucks in perfectly fine condition is $1. I said, how much? She said, $25. And just for a second I thought she meant $25, which strangely enough would make more sense than $1. I said, 25 cents? And she said yes, so that came home with us and will be placed soon on eBay. Then we have vintage lobster, salt, and pepper from Japan. And that was 50 cents for the 2. From Norway, we have Turi Design Arden pattern with the crazy trees, which I quite like, and that was $2. Turi Design doesn't seem to sell very well for me, but I keep trying because it is collectible and it is lovely and different. So I'm like, no, I'll hit the right buyer sometime. These we bought at another garage sale. I just thought these were so fun. They're really actually well done. Stained glass. And maybe I can hold it up to like here so you can see. I think the quality is quite good. The colors have depth to them. They're quite lovely. I wouldn't mind just keeping that for myself. Anyways, good for the holidays, obviously, the poinsettia, and it has its little baby flower with it. And those were 75 cents for both. So I took a page from the Pudgy Picker's book, because she sells really nice sun catchers as well, and I thought, sometimes these do okay. So do that, because, you know, they can get you maybe $10, $15. That's nice for something that you can just bubble wrap nicely and send off, and not complicated. Picked up this cute little thing because I thought, well, that's awfully cute, and a lot of people like whimsical little characters, and I thought, this is an egg cup, isn't it? Even better. Then I thought, oh, this is made in Denmark. Even better. By Helen and Mogens and Lieholmer. That was 50 cents. Last but not least, my husband examined this, and when he did, he thought, this could be okay. And indeed, some people have sold the same thing with a broken lid for about $70. He picked it up for $5, so we think we're pretty much going to make over $70 basically, and maybe edge towards 100. That would be really delightful. So what do you think was one of our best buys of the day? That turntable is definitely in the running. And this little girl, she sold for $60 US on eBay. Look for these. A set of these, like 3 wooden egg cups designed by these people, will sell for over $130 US. We put it up and sold it within the same hour. Go to church sales. Have fun. There's food there. There's homemade fudge. There are funny people with their funny anecdotes, and obviously great bargains to be had and great fun. Go have some fun, and we'll talk very soon.